Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start this off. As you can tell, this is a solo podcast. I will be doing a regular Pay Punch Tour Space later on in the week. Um, but yeah, this is just insane because the last time I did a solo podcast, I did a prediction show. I predicted and uh, broke down Jay Paul versus Hasim Rahman Jr. I even did the whole card, and we saw what happened. It's fun. It's kind of like a curse because if you go back and look on my YouTube channel, I broke down and gave my predictions for Social Gloves 2. What happened the following week? It got canceled. Just last week, literally just last week, I gave my Jake Paul versus Hakeem Rodman Jr. prediction. And what happened? The following week, it got canceled. So it's kind of like a curse. So I want to do the Misfits boxing event, but I definitely don't want to curse it. But So again, for listeners live on Twitter Space, this is just a solo podcast. I'm just going to talk about the events of the J. Paul versus Hakeem Rodman Jr., my thoughts on the whole thing, and if you want to listen to this whole, I will post it on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna need you guys to remind me to post all my YouTube channels, post all the interviews for my YouTube channel on Spotify, not Apple Music, iTunes, etc. So again, later on this week, I will be going to a Push Tour Space for some interviews. Um, yeah. So let me just dive into this one. Yeah, just last week I gave my prediction: Jay Paul versus Steve Rodman Jr. And then boom, the shit got canceled. Um, I want to go, but right now in the U.S., especially in New York, so many airports are canceling or delaying flights. And as much as I want to go to this event, I was gonna risk because the air flights I was looking at, I went to Kentucky, to Charlotte, to New York, or Kentucky, Chicago to New York. And I did not want to get stuck, at those second states. So I was like, this ain't worth it. And thankfully, it was the correct decision because ultimately this whole event got canceled. Um, I want to do this yesterday, but I said, I'm gonna let this story breathe, and I'm happy that I did. So much just came out, in the past 24 hours. Um, I'm gonna say something that Dana White alluded to. This event was not selling well. This literally, this event was not selling well at all. Um, of all people, I think the Celebrity Boxing Twitter account they said Jake Paul versus Steve Rottman only sold like 11,000 tickets. Now again, 11,000 in a 15,000 arena or venue, I should say, isn't bad. Hell, if they went to a 10,000, venue, they would have sold out. But 11,000 at Madison Square Garden, and again, there's a lot of fights that happen at Madison Square Garden, but they're not in the big room. They're not where the New York Knicks play. I believe the small room's the Hulu Theater, if I'm not mistaken. The fight with Theo Lopez lost to George Kambosos. Hopefully I pronounced the last name correctly. That was in Madison Square Garden. That was a small room. That was, I think, Hulu Theater. Um, but basically, I believe ticket sales had a lot to do with this. It wasn't selling. Only 11,000. And again, if it was a much smaller venue, it would be a problem. But 11,000 at the big room at Square Garden, even we bumped it up, let's say 13,000. That'd still be a lot of empty seats, man, on television. And then people going in the stands, recording shit on the phones, uploading social media. A bad look for Jake. And it's funny, if you guys find my Twitter account, I said with all these council fights and Jake Paul is not gonna make $4 million this year like he did last year. And Jake actually responded to me and said, "Well, I'm gonna make up for it with my OnlyFans." I thought was funny. It's good to see Jake have a sense of humor through all this, BS and all this confusion. But I really believe the low ticket sales played a big reason. I really believe if this was a sellout, I think the weight would have been an issue, but Jake probably would have told Hasim's team, like, look, man, don't lose all this money. Because Hasim, he already said, I'm quote unquote not getting paid, but he wasn't getting pay-per-view points. Probably wasn't getting a percentage of the live gate. So Hasim probably didn't care about promoting and whatever. But I really think if Madison Square Garden was sold out, pay-per-view numbers was threatened good, I think they play a big key in this. And the same thing with Social Gloves. Um, Hell, Social Gloves was in worse shape than this, much worse shape. So the California Commission is very strict. But was Give really that injured that he couldn't fight? I have my doubts about that. The look, this isn't Florida. Florida allowed uh, Vitor Belfort versus Holyfield. If Florida would have said, "Oh, Give he can't fight," something fishy is going on. But for California, much different, much different place. So I do think Gill was hurt, but I also believed this takes a little even worse. I don't know if they even sold 5,000 at the Staples Center. Now during fight week, shit would have picked up because Craig Clash, they wasn't doing that great, and then boom, fight week sold out, pay per views, sales started to rise up. Um, but yeah, so I see a couple people requesting. I was gonna say, you need to read about the title. This is gonna be a solo podcast today. Later on the week, I will be doing a heavy punch. I have guests and fighters, etc. This is gonna be a solo podcast for me to have an event or have a subject that's breaking down from my point of view. It's fun. I used to do podcasts like this before the Twitter Spaces, and now, thankfully, with this, I'm able to speak my mind. But like I was saying, I do believe the ticket sales, the low ticket sales, I should say, is a major reason why that fight got canceled. I believe Dana White said, I think Dana White said it cost $500,000 to rent out MSG, and 11,000 seats sold. That ain't enough to cover that building production costs. You know, Jake, Asim, Amanda. Because Amanda, she's getting guaranteed six figures. It's 100 grand or 500 grand. She's getting six figures. So I really think seats doing 11,000. And of all people, just the celebrity boxing Twitter account, they said it, and I think that's pretty accurate. But yeah, I really believe the ticket sales is a major reason. I think that's a big reason, but also the weight thing is also. Now, as some of you guys may or may not know, I interviewed Hasim Rahman Jr. last year before Tour Space existed. Something called the Stereo app, and I used them. I used that app to interview Hasim, and I interviewed him later on this year on Hate Plus Tour Space to get him, a bigger fan base. So I'm so happy that he was, you know, given this opportunity because he got knocked out. Well, he got stopped, I should say. He got stopped in his last fight. This is a big opportunity for Jake because he lost and he literally failed upward. Now, Hasim beating Jake wasn't enough for his boxing career, but he'll make more money than he did off the Kenzie Morrison fight. 10 times, as you guys can see, got more Twitter followers, got more IG followers. Put it this way, ESPN, Bleacher Report, etc. Boxing scene is constantly talking about him now. Doesn't have to. when and we have Prop in here. He interviewed Hasim on his No Limit podcast. He saw the coverage he was getting, the Kenzie Morrison fight, the Sons of the Legends. Yeah, I think it was marquee was Sons of Heavyweight Legends or something like that. Compared to this fight, it's not even on the same planet. This is so much more bigger for Hasim. So I was happy for him. I knew he was going to have the bag, an opportunity, and just eyeballs on him. And that's one thing for YouTube boxing. The bigger fan base, the more eyeballs they have on them. If they win, the career skyrocket. Now, with that said, once Tommy Fury got called off for the second time, hope he found time. Hope Jake don't go back and try to make the fight. I really hope it doesn't happen. But then they were scrambling because they wanted to save the August 6th date. They wanted to save that date, so they were scrambling. They tried to get Julio Seaver, Chavez. Sorry if I'm butchering names. It's literally midnight. uh, they want to get Julio. They want to get Anderson Silva. But again, it was short notice. Those guys aren't going to just go spring for some money because, Silva and, Caesar Jr., they have money. So none of it's going to, when Jake and his team says jump, they're not going to jump. They're going to, but Hasim, he was like, fuck it, yeah, I'll fight this YouTuber at Madison Square Garden. And that's how he saw it. Um, Again, I was happy for it. Even the press conference, the face to face, people saw Hasim. Even that, I never really even heard him talk shit before. This is the first time people heard his personality, they heard his voice, they heard his story, or they hear his story, etc. So I was very happy for him. But the whole weight, Hasim shouldn't. Well, he clearly wasn't a first option. Truthfully, he was the fourth or fifth option. Hindsight being 2020, being at the very beginning, I said I'm happy for Hasim, but Jake versus Hasim does not sell at Madison Square Garden. I said it back then, and that take has aged like wine. I think that's a big reason why this fight isn't happening. Yes, Jake will get respect for finding a pro boxer, but Hasim is a heavyweight. He has to lose 20 or 30 pounds, whatever, to fight Jake. So, okay, that's fine, but like, why not somebody in your weight class? I think that's why the Tommy Fury fight kind of worked out. They're both gonna fight in cruiserweight. So, hindsight being 2020, this fight shouldn't happen due to lack of hype, lack of ticket sales, lack of pay-per-view sales. But Jake won respect. He won respect from the boxing community. I salute to him. But before this, Jake and Hasim was not on bad terms. Because again, on the No Limit podcast this year, he told Prob, he said, "Yo, me and Jake can take out KSI Vidal Riley. Jake can fight KSI. I'll fight Vidal." He already said it this week, so there was no bad blood until now. Because why know why? You fucking people's money, you fucking people's time. All this was just a waste of time. Yesterday, the Showtime All Access shit came out. I don't know how many episodes they recorded, but if they let's just say they record four. Guess what? The first one they may or may not release it. Those other three episodes go right in trash can. That costs money, folks. That costs time, and it's just a big waste. Honestly. And I was hyped. A lot of people was hyped. And again, it's like the second and third YouTube boxing event that has been canceled or altered. Flynn versus Ron Taylor, that was just called off a Kingpin. They still had a event. Um, but yeah, it's just a bad situation. But again, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have let Jake Paul take this fight. They won, and again, the interviewer who asked Dana about Jake and the fight being canceled, he told Dana, "Hey, these guys put a deposit down on MSG. Do they get the money back or what?" If you guys remember what I said earlier, Dana said it costs $500,000 to rent out the big room. So we don't even know how much money they put deposit. So that's gone. It could be 1,000. I mean, it could be 100,000. Could be 200,000. Could be half a million. I have no idea. Um, but that's why them, Jake, and most valuable promotions right now in the Madison Square Garden, and they knew they're gonna lose a deposit. Is the reason why they grabbed Hasim Rahman Jr. That's the only reason why. Even when Hasim versus Jake Paul was signed, I said push the date back. Don't do August 6th. Okay, it was less than a month. Yeah, yeah, I won't say it was a little less than a month or maybe 5 weeks. And I'm like, sorry, respect to Hasim, Hasim Rahman Jr., but you can't build hype that exciting in 5 weeks at Madison Square Garden. So this fight shouldn't have happened for numerous reasons. Not in the same weight class. Jake said he's a prize fighter. Um, so again, hurt ticket sales, hurt pills, and again, the people who called Jake, people who said Jake was not a draw. I'm sorry, got a little disrupted. None of the people who said Jake is not a draw. Now it's gonna be 10 times now. Oh, you fought a real boxer, but you couldn't sell out Madison Square Garden. You had to cancel your event. And again, C. Rodman Jr. has been, honestly, he's been hurt. If you've seen him on Twitter, he's going at everybody. He went at Ryan Garcia, some media people. He's going at Jake. He's going at people who like trolling him. He even did a virtual press conference. So he's trying to clear his name up as well. So, granted him, because again, I saw the people, well, I saw the promotion for Hasim versus Kenzie Morrison. Hey, I promoted the event. I tweeted out an IG story, posted whatever. You know, versus this, big difference. Big difference. But yeah, Hasim, he wants to clear his name out. And again, I can't blame him. Unfortunately, that ship has sailed. Jake versus Hasim, Rahman Jr. won't be happening. Jake and his team they only sold 11,000 tickets at Madison Square Garden, so the demand isn't there. Um, so give me one short break, guys. Again, for people who's listening live on Twitter Space, this is just gonna be a solo podcast. I'm just going to explain why things going on, etc. I'm going to later on this week on Happy Punch Twitter Space is when I'll bring in the fans, etc. Give me 1 second. And again, um, my YouTube channel is Fight Lounge. Just search Fight Lounge. You'll be able to listen to this and past podcasts as well as interviews in the past and future I will be doing. Um, the million dollar question I think is where does Jake Paul go? What does Jake Paul do next? Who do he fight? My opinion, Nate Diaz is finally having his final fight in the UFC. I believe it's in September. If I'm Jake and his team, just wait. Wait to see if Nate is healthy enough to fight again. He's going to get a tough competitor. However, if Nate Diaz is healthy enough to fight, Main Jake versus Nate Diaz at MSG at Las Vegas. Boom. It'll be a bounce back fight for Jake, who desperately needs it. Jake, he's undefeated, but man, he's been taking L's, like because he said Jake Paul versus Woodley 2 underperformed. This fight, him versus Hasim underperformed badly. Jake versus Nate will do monster number, trust me. May not do a million. He probably will do that. It'll do at least more than 300K easily. Um, and I really think Jake needs to go to the prize fighter route. Fight Nate Diaz. He'll appreciate the money. He'll appreciate the bag. Trust me. He'll get promoted more from Showtime than he was in the UFC, which is saying something. So he'll appreciate the opportunity more. Hasim, what did he do? Next, I have no idea. But, and I do mean but, if you're top rank, if you're PBC, if you're Golden Boy, whoever, I will sign a C. Rockman Jr. Doesn't have to be a long term contract. Just say, hey, I'll fight 1, 2. Because I've seen the next fight. It's gonna be hype. He's gonna have a lot of eyeballs. So, uh, I've seen the pro boxer. I think he's in his late 20s, I believe so. So, you want some unique sign sooner rather than later. But yeah, I will 100% sign. I've seen put on free television, either it's on Top Rank or PBC. I mean, on Fox. How it be free. He probably doesn't have to be the main event, but imagine him being like the third card for the main event. I'll say that the third. You know, I think that'd be good. Yeah. But yeah, I have no idea what he does. But again, this one kind of makes this interesting because this helped. Truthfully, this whole debacle, it helped Hasim and a lot more than it helped Jake. Because again, I know Hasim's IG followers was bought, is what it is, but his Twitter followers is organic. I think it's like 10,000 right now. His name, he just got into a tour beef with Ron Garcia, covered by ESPN. His name is out there. His name value has went up. Do you know his old IG and Twitter was like underscore junior, and now it's Hasim Rahman Jr. So all this craziness was beneficial to Hasim. Is him and Jake on good terms like there was 2 months ago? No. 2 months ago they was, on good terms or alright terms, but now can't stand each other. Okay, and I'm thinking about wrapping this solo podcast up. Again, it's late. Appreciate everybody who's listening. Um, man, I do want to get some misfits with some fighters who's fighting on the misfits card on the Happy Punch. I want to talk to all the fire. I want to talk to Dean. I want to talk to Sensei. I want to talk to Fuzi, etc. I tried to get Evil Hero. I think I said schedule just couldn't link up, and I tried with Amy Worski. You guys saw, what happened there. But yeah, for Jake, I have no idea what he does next. Because again, look at his fighters. Amanda, she's supposed to defend her championship. Boom, you got postponed. So now does she still fight her mandatory and push the K-Tier fight back even further, or does she, fight Katie and vacate one of her belts? The newest prospect, Ashton Seal, that was gonna be his big coming out party. Got pushed that back. and they're and both of their opponents as well. The professional fighters, they eat when they fight, and unfortunately for Amanda and Aston's opponents, they're not eating right now because the fight got canceled. So as much as people, I'm sure some people was happy this event got canceled because they don't like Jake, whatever. Think of the fighters on the undercard who don't get banked by Jake. Even check out Amanda because she earned $1 million on her last fight, but everybody else on that card, this is how they get paid. This is how they provide for their family. This is how they put food on the table. Same thing for Social Glove. Everybody on Social Glove, they're millionaires, they got money, but but here's another thing. On the prelim, Social Gloves was actual professional boxers, and they was gonna fight at Staples Center. Boom, the event is canceled. They can't fight. They can't eat. I do think that's one thing these guys realize when these events get canceled. Yes, the influencers financially they're set. They're set. What about people on the card? Bash Boxing, I believe those are people who are associated with Social Gloves too. All those fighters, like I said, they fight, they eat, they provide for the family. That event gets pushed back. So now they're like, what the fuck? You know, how can we trust these social media events? The thing about they saw Social Glove win, they saw Jake Paul win. Do you think they're gonna be antsy about doing another YouTube boxing event, even though it's gonna be a big opportunity for them? So again, I know people like to laugh at Osman Broom, Jake, etc. Just think about people on the card. Think about the coaches. All the coaches like they're not doing this for free. How they gonna get paid to do this well? Because some coaches, and again, I'm not a fighter. Some you can pay before camp, but some they take percentages out the fire's perk. So if there's no fire perk, they can get paid. So that's something to think about when these events get canceled. Of course, it's been too many for my liking. Hopefully, the Misfits isn't cursed. I really hope it isn't. But it's trapping people, who you don't know. That this how they get paid. The refs, even the commentators. That's crazy. That is. This how they get paid. Okay, and I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't like dragging on and beat that dead horse. I should say. Again, it's the solo podcast. I'm going to have more of these. I get to have a subject and break it down, explain it from my own words. Of course, I'm still going to do the heavy push towards space when I interview fighters, guests, etc. But I also like doing this as well. Um, this Jake versus Hasim will not go away anytime soon, unfortunately. And if you love this, then you're gonna love it. But even with Jake and Hasim's next fight, this will still be going on. You're lying, no, you're lying. It's, he say, she say, etc. Um, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Jake next opponent. I predict he will fight Nate Diaz or Anderson Silva. And Jake will say, "Look, I tried the pro boxer route. Tommy Fury twice. He pulled out twice. Hasim Rahman Jr. He won't say it underperformed, but it underperformed. Only 11,000 tickets sold. So he like, no, I'm gonna be a prize fighter. People give me respect that they give it. If they don't, so what? So I get ADC, Jake going the prize fight route and fighting Silva, fighting Nate Diaz. And if either one of those fight happen, I'm going to the event. I don't care if it's bad weather. I don't care if these airports are canceling. Jake versus Nate, I will be there. Make no mistake about it. Jake versus Anderson Silva, I'll be there. People don't know Anderson Silva was my first favorite UFC fighter. I still remember his debut. He fought Chris Lieben. He destroyed him. Since then, I've been a fan. And I never had the opportunity of watching fight live. If you fought Jake Paul, I will be there. Hasim, I believe somewhere they said like he's managed by Roy Jones Jr. management team or promotion or something. But if you're top ranked, if you're PBC, Golden Boy, Golden Boy Productions, sign Hasim to a 1 fight, 2 fight deal. Cause right now his name is buzzing. Like we can all agree on that. His name is buzzing. People are clapping back at him. He's clapping in retaliation with Ron Garcia, who has a much bigger name than he is in draw power. He ain't hiding from him, So if they need to do something with him, they need to do something now. Strike while the iron's hot. Will he go back to heavyweight? I don't know. With his weight, he could play a part in the Bridger weight. A lot of people don't know what that is. I believe that's like the 210 to 10. I'm assuming 210 to 230 pound. So it's not quite cruiserweight. It ain't heavyweight. It's right in the middle. So I think he could be going that route if he wants to. Um, but yeah, I think that's it, guys. Give me 1 second. Again, I don't want this to drag on. I don't want if I can't talk for an hour. Trust me, I'm not gonna force myself for an hour. I'm trying to think anything else. Talk about Drake's future. Themes. Could Jay go back to find YouTubers? Osman Broom, he had worse ticket sales than this event did. If you're Drake, you don't um, throw some dollars to Osman Broom. Again, it won't be $1 million. I mean, it won't be a million pay-per-view buys. But Jake versus Austin, or even Jake versus Gibb 2, will at least do more than 300,000 buys. I don't know. I guess we gotta wait and see. Um, I think that's gonna do it, guys. I think that's gonna be it. Again, I will return to Hey Punch Tour Space this week when I interview people. Um, knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood. Nothing else happens later on this week. Um, but yeah, that's gonna do it for a solo podcast. I see Leon. He joined. I would love to have Leon back on Hey Punch Tour Space. Um, he can talk about Gil's injury, what happened. He can talk about the misfits of it, etc. I would love to have him back as well as a lot of people. But I think that's gonna do it for today. Again, if you just came towards the middle or the end, this whole solo podcast will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. So again, knock on wood, nothing happens with Misfits Boxing. But it's still plenty of time left. I won't believe Misfits Boxing is a thing until weigh-in day, basically the day before the fight. Once it's Friday and everybody has weighed in, nobody fainted, nobody got injured or whatever, then I'm like, okay, it's YouTube boxing season. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. If I forgot anything, let me know. And later on this week when I do tour space, I'll bring it up. Because again, this Jay Racine story or debacle is not ending anytime soon. So again, I am Fight Lounge. Follow me on IG, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Just type in Fight Lounge. You'll find me. And see you guys next time. Peace out.